Good afternoon. My name is Don Hadley. I'm president of Applied Vision Works, and I wanted to talk to you about a concept that I think is very critical. A lot of us as business owners, business leaders, are constantly sucking ideas in from a lot of places. It may be books, seminars, maybe other people we talk to, it may be our team of people, maybe something we just kind of cook up on our own. So the reason I'm mentioning this is one of the risks as a business owner is I don't want to take risk, but I want to take calculated risk, and every idea isn't a good idea. Usually it's a good idea for somebody, not necessarily me. So what we recommend is once a year, a client do a BOA, or that's called a board of advisors meeting. Now, by the way, that's not a board of directors. It's a group of advisors that know you well, typically have known you for years. They typically are successful in business in their own right. So for an example, a CPA, attorney, your insurance guy, investment guy. There may be some other advisors. Maybe you've got a business coach, or it could be maybe a key employee or two that you very, very much trust. And so what we recommend is you could either do something like this that's purely about the business. So we've got two brothers, for example. So business owner, brother number one, business owner, brother number two, getting them in a room with these advisors. And if ahead of time the advisors get an agenda, and the agenda might include data on their goals in life, long term, what legacy they want to leave behind, may give some background on the family, might give financial business results, might be a list of some of the legal documents and summaries, it might be the strategic plan for the business. But what would happen is everybody would read that before the meeting. We like a 3 or 4 hour period. We've done some of these full day, which can work also. Those work actually rather well if you have the next generation of owner in here. So you might do the morning, kind of the core tougher stuff, and then the afternoon you might include the next generation. Or you might reverse it so the advisors can say, hey, we think of your next generation, Susie and Frank did a good job. Joe seems not quite as, engaged. Or you could have a business owner and the business owner's spouse. And that might include more personal stuff or more of a balance between business and personal. Some spouses are active in the business and it makes for a good interaction doing a board of advisor. It could also be the spouse, particularly with younger owners, are not as familiar with the business, and therefore it gives them a chance to meet some of the key advisors maybe they don't know as well, get comfortable with them, but also to get a better sense of the business terminology and what's happening in the business. So this, we think, every 12 to 18 months is good to run a board of advisor meeting. When we coach the participants, we get them all the data, number one. Number two, we ask them first to show up at the meeting as a human being. Our job is to help the business owners or the business family to get their goals and objectives. So we don't want them to limit themselves to their specialty. I don't want the CPA to show up as a CPA in the first part of the meeting. First, I want them to show up as a human being. Secondly, as a successful business owner or business person in their own right. And then thirdly, when we're getting near the end of the meeting and we're deciding to set up this corporate structure, draft these legal docs, change this for tax purposes, begin to develop these key people, that's where you want them showing up in their specialty. So the other reason clients like this is that philosophically it gets a good track and things going. It tests ideas from people that have seen a lot of these ideas already, both fail and succeed. But then when they go to implementation, it's typically quicker implementation because people in their specialty are able to go make it happen. So if you haven't done a board of advisors, would recommend you do one. If you'd like to chat about that or get some other key criteria that we believe are critical for this, my email is dhadley, DHADLEY, at appliedvisionworks.com. My cell phone is 919-368-9008. And if you haven't read our first book, The Journey to Meaning, would highly recommend you do so. Thank you for your time.